Good morning. In this week's Parshat Toldot, we have the epic episode of the brachot, of the blessings that Yitzchak gives his son Yaakov. We have, of course, the dramatic build-up with Yaakov dressing up as Esav and procuring the brachot in a somewhat underhand fashion, which is a whole different discussion. What I'd like to discuss today is just one aspect of these brachot that Yitzchak gives, which are seen as something very, very special. It's not just the fact that the father is saying nice wishes for his children, that he's sharing with them what he would like their lives to be like. We understand this to be a very powerful spiritual force that somehow is able to bring blessing into the world through these brachot. And when Yitzchak gives these brachot to Yaakov, it has a real power. And so to look at these brachot and to especially look at how he starts with the brachot is particularly fascinating. And if you look in the text, it says, it starts like this, Vayitein lecha Elohim, mital hashamayim mishmanei haaretz, v'roch dagan v'tirosh. And may Hashem give you the dew of the heavens, and the fatness of the earth, and an abundance of grain and wine. Now, the first question is that the blessings start with and. When I was at school, we learned you almost never start a sentence with and. Now it's true that in the Torah the rules of grammar are somewhat different, but still to start the blessings with and may God give you would make far more sense to start with may God give you. Why does he start with an and before he's even said the first blessing? I understand he says the first blessing and then the second blessing is an and. Why start with the end? So Rashi, our great commentator, actually asks that question, and he says Yitain v'yachzor v'yitain. When Yitzchak says, may God give you, he wasn't asking for Hashem to give Yaakov these blessings once. He isn't saying, may God give you the blessings once and then they've been fulfilled. May he give you the blessings and give you the blessings and give you the blessings. That's why he starts with him. And may God give you. May this be a continuing cycle, continuing story of giving, of Hashem giving you more and more of his blessings. And that is a beautiful blessing. But Rabbi Moshe Feinstein has a very interesting idea where he takes this one step further. He says it's that the conventional understanding is that Hashem will give these blessings to Yaakov, let's say 1 year, and then the next year you will give these blessings to Yaakov again. But that in fact is not true, because then we're laboring under the misapprehension that Hashem gives the blessings to you and then you own them until they run out, and then Hashem gives you new blessings which you once again own. That isn't true. Whatever Hashem gives you, it's a paradox. As much as Hashem has given it to you, Hashem still owns it. This is something that Rabbi David Aaron points out is actually included in our Amidah. Every day, 3 times a day, on Shabbat 4 times a day. In the very first blessing of the Amidah, where we speak about the goodness and the kindness of Hashem, we say, Gomel chasadim tovim v'koneh hakol. Who gives good kindness, discuss good kindness another time. Hashem gives good kindness, v'koneh hakol, and owns everything. Hold on a second. If Hashem is giving us kindness, how can he still own it? He's just given it. So this Rabbi Aaron says there's the same paradox. As much as Hashem has given it, he still owns it. But now this is the point that Rabbi Moshe Feinstein is saying. If Hashem really still owns it, then every second that you have it is giving it to you again. Every time that Hashem gives it to you, he still owns it. So every moment that you have it, you are once again receiving this gift, this load of this blessing from Hashem. That's what it means. Yitain v'yachzor v'yitain. May Hashem give you, and may you realize every moment that you have it that is still a gift from Hashem. You think that the wonderful things that you have in your life were given to you once and you're thanking Hashem for them in the past. It's not true. They'll be given to you right now. The clothes that you wear, the food in your fridge, your wonderful family and friends, all of the blessings in your life. Those are not things that were given to you. Those are things that are being given to you right now. The Midrash says on the conclusion of the entire book of Tehillim, of the entire book of Psalms, which has the most magnificent praises of Hashem, it ends with one final verse. Kol haneshama tahaleoka haleluka. Let every soul praise Hashem. Haleluka. And one of the ideas that the Midrash says on this is neshama, soul, is related to the word neshima, which means breath. But kol neshima v'neshima tahalel Hashem. With every breath that you take, thank Hashem. That's the conclusion of the entire book of Psalms, of the greatest book of the praise of Hashem ever written. With every breath that you take, praise Hashem. Because we should realize that every breath is a new breath. Every moment of life is a new moment of life. And every good thing that we're experiencing is a new thing. There are so many brachot, so many blessings that we say in Judaism, over all of the good things that happen, over the fact that we can stand up straight, over the fact that our body works properly, over the fact that we have food and drink and everything else. Everything that happens in an life that brachot. Do you know that even over the smell of coffee beans you say a blessing because it's a beautiful smell? Everything that we have in our life, we acknowledge the source, we acknowledge where it comes from. And it becomes not just a nice thing to have in our life, not just an arbitrary pleasure, but a blessing from a loving God who shares that with us. And that's part of the message, the first part of the message and the blessing that Yitzchak gives Yaakov. Enigmatically, and may God give you. May God give this to you always, and may you always realize what a gift it is, that it's part of the special relationship from Hashem, and that at every moment you are receiving goodness and kindness from a God who loves you. Have a wonderful Shabbat.